cube represents man-made CO2, a greenhouse gas. Although it can build up in the atmosphere, it's only 3.5% of all the CO2 emitted each year. The rest is natural. Water vapor makes up 95% of all greenhouse gases in the atmosphere. Greenhouse gases make up only 2% of the total atmosphere. So is that 1 cube of man-made CO2 driving the climate?
Putting a price tag on each ton of CO2 poison,
CO2 is not a pollutant. It's not a poison, and we should not corrupt the English language by depriving pollutant and poison of their original meaning. We're really in a CO2 famine now. Most of the time it's at least 1,000, and it's been quite a bit higher than that. The Earth was just fine in those times.
The fact that there was both higher temperatures and an ice age at a time when CO2 was 10 times higher than today fundamentally contradicts the certainty CO2 emissions are the main cause of climate change.
Water is the most important greenhouse gas by far.
I'm impressed by the fact that the present climate, from the perspective of a geologist, is very close to the coldest it's ever been. The concentration of CO2 in the atmosphere today is close to the lowest it's ever been.
We are currently living on a carbon dioxide-starved planet, and were we to double carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, which is the figure everybody fears, that would be a small step back towards restoring the amount of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere.
You can't use carbon dioxide to control the climate. The plants are growing more robustly, food crops, the trees, the forests. Earth has been getting greener and greener and greener. We're just fertilizing the plants.
So the idea that doubling carbon dioxide is going to be environmentally catastrophic, it's not even wrong. It's just a silly idea. We're not dealing with a scientific issue. We haven't been dealing with a scientific issue now for 15 years. We're dealing with a determined political issue. It's a campaign cause.